magic twanger, Froggy.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
The Bride of Frankenstein.
She's alive! Alive!
A monster created from cadavers out of rifled graves. A tale that sent my blood into icy creeps.
Would you like to hear what happened after that?
Well, we've warned you.
Do the fucking thing.
Now that's it. Now you have to do it. You have been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm William Shatner.
I'm Leonard Nimoy, and you join us for minute 43 of Universal's 1935 film Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just wish you would have told me before. I would have prepared something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I don't have a whole lot
That's
prepared.
fine. We'll do Bride of Frankenstein
We'll just wing it.
There you go.
We're still with Opie.
Opie and
the monster.
We're going through the lesson. Alone, bad. Friend, good. I think it's funny as is now becoming habit. I am now referencing.
See, I was going to start to do that, but I figured, well, that's your bit.
It's kind of my bit.
I'll rattle off all the credits for all the actors.
No, I thought you were going to say prattle off.
Well,
you can rattle and prattle. You rattle and prattle.
Wait till next week.
You rattle, I'll prattle about this garbage.
I'll rattle next week like you won't believe. So.
Okay, Michael Eggermont.
Which I think his real name was Michael Harrison, which I don't know why he used the nom de plume, but whatever.
He probably just typed random letters because he thought, I don't want to be
associated with this pile of crap.
The 1936 novelization, available, retyped by Philip Riley, he skips any notion of it being bad to be alone. He just says, alone, bad, friend, good, as if it's part of the lesson. Like, he doesn't there's a setup to this, Michael.
Yeah.
Which is
before you came here, I was alone.
Yeah, that's kind of crucial.
Yeah.
It isn't just words.
Well, that's what I was getting on last week, is that he just skims over the movie.
Kind of important stuff.
And feels like it's his duty then to tell his own story.
And we're talking, what I'm saying here, a sentence. It's just, it would take you 5 seconds to type that.
Yeah.
And it isn't going to take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
You don't need that extra space. Well, it's like an ego thing for a guy who doesn't want to be associated with it.
I think so, because it just glosses over great sections of the film.
Yep.
So, I burned mine.
You did? Oh, no. No. I do like, so he says, alone bad, friend good. Mm-hmm. So the monster comes up with that construction, the friend good.
Yeah.
Kind of on his own.
Yeah.
And then
Which
he
again
says,
points that it's longer than the next day, I think.
I like that. I got no disagreement there.
He's learning to form.
He's certainly learning fast. But yeah, next day, yeah.
I think it's a little.
You might have me on that one. So okay, it's been a week.
Fine.
We'll
make that.
I guess I just always, when I would watch it, I would think it was the next day. It just felt like the next day. Kind of
is.
Like I said, that fade and the fade back and the breakfast and all that. But anyway, so then he says, "Friend good," and it's that faraway look on his face, and then he turns to Heggie, he turns to Opie. And says, friend good.
And
he's thrilled by all of this. The monster's in a really good place.
He is. He's in a good place.
Things are going well. Minute 43 is...
He's on top of the world.
It's the monster's turn.
It is. And then he grabs Heggie's hand and very enthusiastically shakes it. And Opie's thrilled by this, too. He thinks it's great.
Yeah.
He laughs and he's very amused by the monster's enthusiasm.
Yes. We just watched it and I wrote something down. I don't know what I meant.
What did you write down?
Doesn't dwell. I just wanted to have enough notes that I'd remember what I was going to say.
Okay,
I think the monster doesn't dwell on the friend good part, because the next thing is, it's kind of interesting, the dynamic that's happening is the blind man is literally leading.
It's
were you going to say something about that? Blind leading the sighted in this case. So then the monster's thrilled. Everybody's having a great time.
It's all great.
And so we're going to continue the lesson by, come over here. Look at this one. And he says, what's this? And the monster doesn't know. He kind of goes, shoot, fuck. I don't know. I think he says fuck.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't say fuck. But he gives a growl that's not angry at all in any way.
No,
kind of a, shit.
You lost me.
So then Heggie says something that I think is interesting. He says, "This is wood for the fire," and the monster doesn't react at all. Again, I don't know where we are in these lessons, but it doesn't seem like months have gone by because the monster doesn't react to
know
the
what
word
the
fire.
word fire is. Yeah.
And just the fact
But
that he's showing him around.
I get the feeling that
the fact that he's showing him around.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the lesson is to go through the hut and point out this is this. This is this. What is this again?
Yeah, all right. But I just think again, hasn't been.
Because I mean, you've had kids, you've raised children. They don't
Wow.
immediately.
Let's not go too far.
I've
had kids.
They don't immediately always grasp the words that the first time.
Yeah, nor do I. Yeah.
Still,
context. It's about the only thing you got to work with.
Right. So that's why I think he's showing him around the hut, is to provide that context.
I guess I could think this is wood for the fire. Would be like, I guess maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I guess I picture it being an environment in which there isn't a lot to do. So if it's been months at least, which we both agree it hasn't anyway,
Right.
but
They would have
that
gone
would just
over
be
this
lesson
before.
one. What do we got? We got chair. Did we do chair?
Yeah.
I think we did chair.
There is a still somewhere
Of the monster
sawing
Oh, that's right.
sawing through a log that I think was part of this at some point. Either that or it was another gag publicity photo.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. Was he smoking? That's how you could tell.
That's how you tell if Karloff has got a
Karloff
heater.
said-
He's
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it doesn't react at all to the word fire. And so then the hermit thinks it'd be hilarious
to show him
to be like, fire.
Right over
You
here.
like fire, right?
right over here. You just freaked out about it 3 seconds ago, but
Exactly.
yeah. So
I mean, and this is it's impossible to say too little about fire.
fire plays a huge role in these films.
In this part, we actually the two positions are firmly established. The argument goes something like this: the hermit's position is that fire good.
Yeah.
The monster maintains that fire bad.
no
or
good.
he does
Fire
say
no good.
specifically fire no good. Good point. We're going to see in a couple of weeks whether or not this argument
This
is
holds up.
resolved,
Yeah.
and we'll see who's right.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Well,
We've
I mean,
already established
it
that.
harks back to a few weeks ago when he first came there, and the hermit is going to go get him some soup from the fire.
True.
And the monster's, no, don't go over there.
Yep.
So
They've
either the
had this
hermit just
disagreement
doesn't-
before.
Maybe the hermit just doesn't get it that this guy's afraid of fire.
I guess not. I think it is funny too that when he says fire no good, he rubs his
left
burns,
hand, the burned hand. Yeah.
but he does it really roughly, more roughly than you would
if you're,
if you were still healing,
yeah.
which lends credence to the argument that he's been there a while.
Well, and the hair is just slightly longer too,
Oh, is it?
a little bit.
Oh,
It does that throughout the film.
you've said I'll have to keep you be the hair guy,
I'll
I'll
be
be
the
the novelization guy.
All right.
You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen the show Doctor Who?
A
I
little.
got nothing for Doctor Who this week. It's a Doctor Who free.
Then I don't have to use the cricket sound effect. Good.
So basically, one of the things I like about this is it's the birth of this cliche. It's all established right here. If you didn't know already,
birth
but
of the
it's
fire
pretty.
bad.
Yeah, it's the Phil Hartman monster.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this, right?
Yeah.
Phil
Oh, yeah.
Hartman. So it was Phil Hartman was the Frankenstein's monster.
Kevin Nealon was Tonto.
Oh, is that right?
It was Frankenstein, Tonto, and who's the third? Tarzan. Kevin Nealon
So,
was Tarzan, and I think John Lovitz was Tonto or something like that.
I think that's right. I think that's exactly
So
right.
all these inarticulate monosyllabic.
Yeah, they like sing a Christmas carol.
Well,
they have other
they did a
sketches.
number of them, and Hartman could never keep a straight face through.
Oh,
any
is that
of
right?
them.
I guess I
Yeah.
don't remember that part of it.
That's what made him so much fun.
But it's not wrong at all.
Oh no.
Fire bad is not at
No,
all far off from what happened.
Yeah, I don't think he actually says fire bad, but it's kind of become the play it again, Sam, and
yeah,
that sort of thing where
yeah, well, that's right. Yeah,
you dirty rat or whatever.
Right.
It's the trope that not necessarily what they said, or Dracula. I want to suck your blood. I don't. That's Lenny Bruce. It's not Bela Lugosi.
Right. I get it. In this case, it's more or less accurate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
like it is what you said. He doesn't actually say fire bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
all
all right
here.
here.
It's
He's
all
not.
He's not the
it's
most-
not there's no exaggeration.
he's not the most chatty of fellows. Unlike the novel where he talks for like 6 chapters nonstop.
That's true. I didn't bring any notes about the novel to this.
The only thing I had, and I forgot to mention it before, was when Heggie says he's alone, his counterpart in the novel, DeLacy, is not.
He's been alone for 20 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they just left.
They just left. His family is...
Yeah, we get nothing like that from the novel.
No.
Well, I was going to mention there was that one where he came across
across
hut
the
earlier.
farmer or
There's
something.
no reason to think that guy's been alone.
Scared him off.
Yeah, that's a complete addition that helps to, as we've referred to, give the monster this brief reprieve.
Yeah.
And again, we'll see how it turns out. I can't see how it
could go bad.
Yeah, I can't see how any of
not
this
at all.
could turn out poorly. It
Nope.
seems to be going really well.
Yeah, fire no good, and no, this is good. There's a weird edit, another odd, mismatched whale edit to a close-up of Heggie. You know, there's good and there's bad, and I had always felt something was cut between that. And when I got the script in '89 or whatever, no, it's how it's written. But it goes from Heggie with his right arm on the shoulder on the monster's shoulder to kind of a medium close-up, and you see both of his shoulders. His arm is down, so it looks like something was cut out there, but it's not. It's just another weird James Whale edit.
I too found this disappointing. This is something I wanted to mention, and I think it's a crucial part of this scene. You can't help but notice it. It is very abrupt, is the word that occurred to me this morning.
Yes, definitely.
It's abrupt.
Yeah.
Abruptly, we are now in this close-up, medium close-up of Heggie.
Yeah.
And
almost looking directly at the camera.
I wrote that and then deleted it because he's blind, so he's not really
looking at the camera.
But there is something to that, I think. I was unsure whether I would want to pursue the fact that he is kind of looking at the camera, because that makes it almost seem like, well, it is essentially him making a statement.
Yeah.
There is good and there is bad. He is making a statement, and like you said, it's in the script, so he can't. At that point, there's nothing missing.
Nothing has been cut out. Yeah.
It is odd that it's abruptly in this medium close-up when he says it.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, what was the next thing I was going to say about that?
About the medium close-up, or?
Oh, it's also, it's deeper than what they were talking about. This is wood. It's obviously a little bit deeper.
It's a little more philosophical,
a little bit more philosophical.
Right.
However, it's also oddly placed, because it seems as if this was clearly covered in an earlier lesson. Because the monster's already gone there.
He knows what's good.
He's
and
already
bad.
not only said something is good and that something is no good, but he's also already said that something is bad.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's just oddly placed.
It is. It is.
But
I think it structurally or dramatically, it's there to bring us to the next beat.
It certainly brings us to the next beat. Absolutely. I think it works in that context, but it is jarring.
It is a very jarring edit.
As you're watching it. Every time I watch it, it's jarring.
Yeah.
And then we cut to a medium, or maybe even
so it's a
more
pretty
than
close.
medium,
It's a close, kind of an up angle close up of
Karloff looking off, in my opinion, to the distance, as if he's pondering
yes,
this
that's
notion.
what I exactly.
So then
had
he's
right
pondering. Is
yes.
what he had? One thing I wanted to say about that is in the script, there is one difference in the script. It's not a big deal, but that's a two-shot when he says it. It actually specifies a two-shot when he says there is good and there is bad. So I think that is I guess it is a big difference, actually.
So that could have been a cover shot that they got later on.
Yeah.
That something was wrong with the medium or the two-shot.
Well, that never occurred to me, because again, this seems so abrupt.
Yeah,
so
technically they just
deliberately staged.
Went and got a...
And then especially to have then cut to a close-up of the monster, as you say, pondering.
Yeah.
That just seems very deliberate to me.
Yeah.
And then it's weird, too, because then the monster his eyes kind of
shift over to the screen left.
Screen left.
And
as if he's just pondering, but really
but
he's
then
like...
you see a smile
I know something what is good. It's just kind of silly, and it works great.
And then he gets a smile starts to form on his face.
Yes.
Oh, dear God.
I got a text. I'm good.
Okay, you don't have to respond.
I can wait till after this minute.
All right.
After this episode.
All right.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, what is the text?
There is good and there is bad.
And he reaches for the violin. Very enthusiastic. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That thrusts it at him.
It's another cliche about this monster. We get a lot about the monster in this tightly
this sequence.
Contained sequence, but we already knew this.
Yeah.
But the monster loves music.
It's what drew him to this cabin in the first place.
Yep.
And it'll be a thing in Son of Frankenstein.
And it'll be a thing in Young
Frankenstein, and then nothing in between. But
yeah, he doesn't even really seem to have an opinion about Farola Farali.
No, unlike me.
He doesn't really show up till it's over.
It's
I guess.
over. Yeah,
That's right.
Cheney's already had
Cheney has already shut that fucking shit down by that point.
Yeah, it's one of the times where he has his pathetic.
Shut the fuck up!
He has a pathetic outburst, and I'm on his side for a change.
All right, so then Heggie has the violin thrust into his chest, and he's still got the cigar in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh yeah, music! Oh, that's great." So
but Boris still has his cigar too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, when he sits down, he
cool.
still has the cigar in his hand.
Oh yes. Well, of course, that'll be something we'll probably talk about. But it's two guys sitting around drinking wine, smoking cigars, and then the one guy hands the other guy his fiddle, and that's what Heggie is bringing to it right there. He's laughing. He laughs his way out of this minute, and spoilers. He laughs his way back into the next minute. He's just they're having a great old time.
Oh, they're having a ball.
I couldn't imagine a better companion than my articulate beast. That's gonna, that I don't know. That can saw wood apparently at least.
Nothing bad.
Saw logs.
Nothing bad could happen here.
That's right. Well, but not only that, but that laughter that he brings to it, I think, contributes to what I mentioned before, that we don't get to. It doesn't ever go over the top.
We're not laughing at it.
Yeah, it's just two guys having a good time.
Yeah, it's a lovely scene, and which is why I think that the Brooks version becomes less funny to me each time, is because there's really not much to it.
Yeah.
It's very brief, it's very surfacey. Yep. It's still funny.
We've talked about this in the past. That one, I think I like things about it better than you.
I mean, there's some really funny...
But again, I also said, I know we're repeating ourselves. I showed it to Jackie, and she didn't
laugh at all.
Understand why it would be funny.
Well, she had
What kind of a moron would...
She didn't have the frame of reference.
No, I showed her both.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah.
And she still didn't?
That didn't work.
Okay. Yeah,
she's not a fan.
Of the movie itself, or just that scene?
No, of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that. Yeah. I'm not
no
either.
Argument, no argument here.
I don't like you either.
Is that the Rogue One quote, or the...
That's,
you see
whatever.
that? The guy says that in Rogue One?
Yeah.
God, that's so pathetic.
You don't like Rogue One?
I don't love Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, I guess.
You haven't liked anything
fine.
since Force Awakens?
No, I really liked Solo. I got one other friend that liked it, and I think Ron Howard liked it.
Yeah,
so there's three of us, but I thought it was great.
I liked it. I it was completely unnecessary, but but they all
everything after Empire was unnecessary.
Yeah, that's very true.
I got news for you. Everything after Bride of Frankenstein is unnecessary.
Yeah. No argument here.
All right. Follow us on the things that
that we're on.
Yeah.
Follow those.
You know what you can do? You can go to Patreon and follow us there. We're also on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube.
Follow us, subscribe.
And subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, because it's weird because I look at that and there's some that have 3 downloads and some that have a couple hundred, and it's not in any particular order.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what's happening there, but
we're gonna have to do some analysis.
You know how to do that?
Yeah, watch them, and then ones that are really popular, find out which one of us talked more,
and then we'll play to that.
The other guy has to shut up.
We'll play to that.
That's it.
Personally, I very much doubt if they're going to say anything about the meaning of life at all.